So what is Facebook anyway? It really depends on who you ask, and it's actually a question that matters. Whether you're a congressperson or just a citizen interested in privacy concerns, what do I mean by what is Facebook? Of course I know what Facebook is. It's a social network. I've been a power user of Facebook since pretty much the very beginning. I'm user number 2000 something. Certainly within the first 3,000 users. So at first, Facebook was just a way to keep in touch with friends from college. Even though I graduated, I still had an email address, they invited me on there, and then over the years we've seen Facebook grow to 1 billion plus members around the world. So yesterday we heard Zuckerberg being asked by a senator, what is Facebook? Is it a tech company? Is it a media company? Zuckerberg himself said that it's a tech company, but he also sent some mixed signals. What do we mean by tech company, first of all, right? By tech company, it could mean a whole lot of different things, but certainly the association with tech and technology is that there's a certain aura attached to it, right? It's a sexy place to work, the pay is good, it's innovative, and so we've seen other tech companies before make excuses and sort of want to be treated differently because they're tech. Just think about Uber. Right? For how long have they said that they're not a taxi company, they're a tech company? Or Airbnb, they're not a hotel operator, they're just a tech company, they're just a platform. With tech, there's certainly that aura there, versus if Facebook really were a publishing company, a publisher, or a media platform, then there'd be different rules, right? There'd be a different ontology, a different sort of sense of being, a sense of identity for what that is. So even if it's a public access media platform where people are creating content, they're posting stuff, and Facebook is not really curating, but they are curating because they have this algorithm in place that's deciding what goes where, what you see, what you don't see. You know, things that get sponsored show up to the top, you see that more often. Some things from friends that you haven't talked to in ages may not show up as much, but it's totally opaque to us. So they are de facto making these editorial choices for us based on the algorithm. But they claim that they're a tech company, they're not a media company. Zuckerberg was also asked yesterday, were there any competitors to Facebook that he could name? And certainly the world is littered with the ashes of now defunct or moribund social networks like Friendster, MySpace. And so Facebook doesn't really have many competitors, right? It's a near monopoly. You could also think about Facebook as a kind of public space. Growing up in Arizona, people would go to the shopping malls as a kind of de facto public space to hang out, and you'd see senior citizens as well as high school students just hanging out there, because honestly it was too hot for most of the year, but there were still these norms that governed the mall as a public space, or a de facto public space, even though it's privately owned. So Facebook is like public space too. So why does this kind of identity crisis of Facebook matter? Because I've been hearing news articles and reading tweets about how, oh, the politicians don't get it. And sure, we need younger representation in both houses of Congress, and we need more tech-savvy representation. So I'm not going to go there, I've made the jokes as well. But maybe this lack of clarity about the identity of Facebook is actually a way to obfuscate and prevent real discussions about how we're going to regulate Facebook. Zuckerberg also talked about Facebook as a community, but as 1 billion plus members, is it really a community? I mean, that's like a country the size of China or India. When I hear community, I think about my local community, my apartment building, my neighborhood, my city, maybe other forms of affiliation like alumni networks, but I don't feel connected to everybody who's on Facebook. Certainly there are communities that exist on Facebook that I feel part of, but Facebook as a whole, it's not a community. So what is Facebook? It's a tech company, publisher, community, public space. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of all of the above. It's a kind of chimera, or it's something else. Maybe it's just a sui generis social network. But until we figure out this crisis of identity of what is Facebook, how can we even begin to figure out how to regulate Facebook? You know, what is the Facebook that we want? Love to hear from you.